Okay, good morning. Back in action. You guys just took your topic 13 test. Today you're starting on lesson 14-1. Topic 14 is about data, or data, as some people call it. One of my most favorite topics to teach. Gonna go, gonna take some shortcuts with this one as we work through it with distance learning. So what I have down here in your book, you have page 328. Um, I'm going to go through guided practice number 1 through 4. So if you have your online book open as you go through it, you could kind of jot some notes down or just listen in as I go. So number 1 reads, how many giraffes are 14 and a half feet tall? So I drew the line plot that's in the book. So what you'll do is you'll look at your line plot, and we have 14 and a half feet tall for a giraffe, and you count the x's 1, 2. So you just count the x's on the line plot. Okay, number 2 says, what is the most common height of the giraffe? So this is a big hang up a lot of times in class. So the most common height doesn't mean the greatest height. That's something different. That's a word called the maximum height. The maximum height is 18 and a half. But the most common height is whatever has the most x's on the line plot. So the most common height of a giraffe is 15 and a half feet. So you go 1, 2, 3. That's the most common. The word mode, which isn't in the book, that's what occurs the most often. That's what you want to look out for with that. Okay, number 3, how tall is the tallest giraffe on the line plot? This is what I just talked about, the maximum height, how tall. So this is obviously the shortest giraffe, the minimum height. This is the tallest giraffe, 18 and a half feet, and 1, 2 of them are that. Okay? And then I'm going to look at number 4. Is the number 18 and a half an outlier? So I wrote the word outlier up here. That means it's like what's not really bunched up with the rest of the data. It's kind of a oddball way out there. So you can see all the giraffes are grouped in this height, 14 and a half, 15 and a half, 16 and a half. And all of a sudden there's a couple of giraffes 2 feet taller. So you would call those outliers. It's just something that sticks out. It doesn't occur with everything else that's all bunched up here. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to go through a couple more problems with you today. Okay, I've jumped ahead to number 8 on independent practice. You're going to see a set of data right here. You have 6 and a third, 9 and a fourth, 3, 11 and 3/8, and 26. What you're going to be doing now is you're going to be organizing that data from the least to the greatest, okay? So I'm going to kind of give an idea. So first we look at the smallest number. The smallest number is 3. So thinking of where that would go on a number line, I'm going to put a 3 right here, okay? Now, I talked about an outlier. There's one of these numbers that's way too big of an outlier. So 6 and a third, 9 and a fourth, 3, 11 and 3/8, and all the way to number 26. Number 26, that would be an outlier, okay? So it's going to go way down here on the end. Now, if we were counting, we wouldn't just evenly space all these because 26, that's 3 times 9 is 27. That number is almost 9 times greater. So the rest of my data is going to kind of be bunched up down here on this end. I'll put a mark here, and a mark here. So I've done the 3, I've done the 26. So next, what comes after 3? 6, 9, 11. So I'm going to put 6 and a third right here. Then I'm going to go with 9 and a fourth right here. And then 11 and 3/8 right here. And then there's this huge gap. So what I'll write down is 26. That is an outlier. Now, when I'm in class, I usually I make you do all the fractional parts. That's not going to happen with distance learning. I apologize, but think of all those fractions. You would put little fraction pieces in front of them. Okay, I just wrote the answer down here for you for number 9. I have all the data, and I created a line plot, 3 and a fourth. I organized them from least to greatest, and I put an X above them. And the outliers would be 3 and a fourth plus 25, because all the other numbers are pretty close, 13 and a sixth to 18 and a half, and you can see the 2 outliers. So good luck with the lesson. You should draw the line plots and then also write the outliers.